Before the shots rang out, before bullets tore through him, Lil Jeff said something to his killer, and now that killer is out here talking about it like it was just another day. Trap City. Rob didn't just take Jeff's life. He's acting like it was nothing but business.
I understand everybody's sad and shit, but hey, somebody got to be sad at the end of the day. We need to get this together.
But now, word on the streets is that Jeff's crew isn't just mourning. They've already started sliding in his name. In this video, we break it all down, what was really said, and why many believe this is far from over. Trap City Rob's revelation. Lil Jeff's killer has proved himself as a certified OG. He is not afraid of nothing. And according to him, he doesn't feel any remorse for Lil Jeff. He messed around and he found out. According to him, even if people are sad about Jeff's death, he had to stand on business and protect the porch from the ops.
I understand everybody's sad and shit, but hey, somebody got to be sad at the end of the day. We need to get this together.
And if you think Trap City Rob is afraid of his ops sliding in retaliation, well, there's no need to worry on his behalf. He has everything under control. You see, the Bloodhounds are obviously looking to get their get back, and Trap City Rob's death would be the perfect person to send a message to the rest of their ops that they shouldn't be messed with. One guy took to the internet to post, planning on spinning Trap City, my main target being the jelly bean looking on the right called Trap City Rob. Anyone want to come along? Let me know. Straps aren't funded, so bring your own. Well, Rob has sent them a message. People have been trying to kill him all his life, but none have succeeded. And if they are about that life, they should bring it.
Like you don't be getting death threats and shit. That's why I was asking. If you ain't get a chance to even ask that shit.
I don't take that shit serious, man. Trying to kill me my whole life, bro. I ain't gonna. You gotta show me for real.
And on June 8, 2024, cameras would capture just how ruthless Trap City Rob can be when it comes to protecting his turf and his homies. In the early hours of June 9th, news broke out of a death in Chicago. Unidentified male victim shot and killed in Chicago, Illinois on June 8, 2024. Spot News reports that the victim killed is Chicago rapper Bloodhound Lil Jeff. And it wasn't long before CCTV footage of the incident found its way onto the internet. The minute-by-minute chain of events was wild. The surveillance footage from the 6,600 block of S. Rhodes Avenue captured a group of individuals near a house and several parked cars. Among them were Lil Jeff's homies, the ones in the black car, the person dressed all in black, another in red, who was later identified as Q50, and one wearing a white hoodie. Meanwhile, a man in yellow shorts was seen, attempting to get into a car when Lil Jeff spotted him. In the footage, the door of the black car opens. It's Lil Jeff. Without hesitation, he begins chasing the man in yellow shorts. However, his figure quickly disappears from view, obscured by a large pillar of the house. While Lil Jeff pursued the target, his homies did not follow. Instead, they turned their attention to a gray car opening fire. Lil Jeff managed to hit the man in yellow shorts once in the chest, but before he could press further, two other individuals suddenly emerged from an alley and returned fire. His body was sent flying back onto the ground at the foot of the porch, and as Lil Jeff lay on the pavement, the shooters finished the job. Reports say they emptied an entire magazine into him from above, making sure there was no coming back. Q50 and the other shooter fired back, but it was already over. There was no saving him, and just like that, the crew abandoned him, hopping back in the car and speeding off, leaving Jeff behind in a pool of blood. As the video ends, scanner reports confirm that a victim who had been shot 15 times was transported to the hospital by his homies. CCTV footage actually showed Lil Jeff's carrying their homie from the porch where he had been shot up. Despite their efforts, Lil Jeff was pronounced dead upon arrival. By the time authorities arrived, the scene was littered with evidence. 58 shell casings scattered across the pavement. Meanwhile, the man in yellow shorts, also wounded, arrived at the hospital with his own crew, suffering from a gunshot wound to the chest. Unlike Lil Jeff, he survived. This was none other than Trap City Rob. He had come face to face with the Reaper and lived to tell the tale. Others have not been so lucky, because not only did they slide on them, they made sure that they went after innocent family members at a funeral to strike fear into the hearts of their enemies. They were out for blood, and it wasn't long before they found their next target, Trap City Carter. On October 20th, 2024, news outlets reported that a man had tragically lost his life in Chicago. The previous night had seen shots being left off in the city's Oakland neighborhood. By the time it was all over, a man lay bleeding on the pavement, his life slipping away with every passing second. It happened around 8:41 p.m. on South Ellis Avenue, a block that, like so many others in the city, had seen its fair share of violence. Witnesses told police that two men had approached their target, guns drawn, and fired without hesitation. The 32-year-old victim never had a chance. Within moments, the shooters had jumped into a white vehicle and disappeared into the night. Paramedics arrived quickly, rushing the victim to the University of Chicago Medical Center, but the damage was done. The victims had sustained multiple gunshot wounds to the chest and had lost too much blood. Despite the best efforts of the doctors, he was pronounced dead shortly after arriving. The medical examiner identified him as Chevelle Carter. Lil Jeff's affiliates couldn't hide their excitement over his death. They hopped on social media where, just like Lil Jeff, posted cryptic messages that hinted at Carter's murder being get back for Lil Jeff's death. They wanted everyone to know that they had just murked one of their biggest ops. Q50, one of Lil Jeff's closest affiliates, took to Instagram where he posted 3 blunts and a message implying that he was done sliding because he had avenged his homies' deaths. Lil Scoom and Lil Jeef Boolin feet kicked up "Now I Can Get Rich. I love and miss y'all." He also captioned it, "P.S. It ain't over." And true to his words, retribution for Lil Jeff's death wasn't over because it was about to get a whole lot messier. Because just a few days later, another person would lose their lives in the gang war. This time, the victim had nothing to do with the streets. On November 2nd, what was supposed to be Trapsody Carter's sending off turned into yet another tragic incident in Chicago. News outlets reported a woman was shot and killed while taking part in a funeral procession for her brother in South suburban Dixmoor. She had come to say her final goodbyes, to grieve with family, to honor the life of someone she had loved. Instead, she lost her own. At exactly 12:01 p.m., Dixmoor police were called to the scene at 147th Street and Sealy Avenue, where a white Jaguar SUV had crashed into a house. But the real tragedy wasn't the crash itself. It was what officers found inside the vehicle. Behind the wheel was a 34-year-old woman, her body slumped, suffering from multiple gunshot wounds. She had been driving in the funeral procession, making her way from St. Mark's Church in Harvey when the shots rang out. The same streets that had carried her brother's final journey had now become the site of her own. Paramedics rushed her to UChicago Medicine Ingalls Memorial Hospital in Harvey, fighting to keep her alive. But the damage was too severe. She was pronounced dead soon after arriving. Later, authorities identified her as Romesha Turner of Calumet Park. She was Trapsody Carter's sister. For Lil Jeff's affiliates, there was no line they couldn't cross trying to get revenge for their homie, whether it's shooting up a funeral or murdering an innocent family member of an already dead op. The gangsters in Chicago were taking things to a new low, and now Lil Jeff's big brother has entered the chat. Straight from jail, and with his brother's death still fresh, people are predicting chaos in Chicago. Sliding for Lil Jeff. Bloodhound, Lil Jeff's big brother J Boogie, is currently caught between a rock and a hard place. You see, just days before he was murked, Lil Jeff asked his homies to slide for him if his ops ever took him out. And even though J Boogie was in jail, Jeff's wishes most certainly apply to him, at least according to the laws of the streets. However, the guys who murked his brother were once his homeboys. Matter of fact, he didn't have any beef with them. I mean, even his supposed ops, Trap City, were confused by the whole situation. In a vlog featuring OTF Black and Trap City affiliates, Taro and Rob, OTF Black revealed that he was locked up with J Boogie's dad, and that J Boogie grew up under the Black Disciples, meaning he was cool with Trap City.
And you know what's crazy? You know J Boogie, like
J Boogie,
under us, that's shorty. Like I was in the field with this kid. Like this little Jeff brother, like on David. I don't know how this gonna play out.
And according to Trap City Rob, J Boogie was still claiming Trap City.
They say he ain't claiming the hood still.
But he Trap City.
That's what I'm saying.
That's where
like,
he from.
that's
How the fuck you gonna
weird,
do that
bro.
and you over Saturday Night Bloodhound? Like you can't.
But we already know Trap City and Drill City was the same. Lucky and Wood'er, like that's our family.
At the time, J Boogie was in jail. So when it was revealed that he would be coming home 2 years early, and just months after his little brother had been gunned down, everyone was eager to know which side he would align with. Would he join the Bloodhounds, which he had claimed since it was founded, or would he choose his childhood friends? I mean, decisions don't come tougher than this. For most, the most logical thing for J Boogie to do would be to lay low and let the situation blow over. Crashing out was not an option. Hell, even make peace with the guys who killed your brother. After all, Trap City didn't go out looking for his brother. Lil Jeff was killed trying to slide on them on their home turf. Plus, they had all been childhood friends, so it's not like he would be snaking his brother and his homies. Well, that's what any rational person would think. But you see, the streets are different. It's an eye for an eye, blood paid with blood. The streets demand loyalty to one side. And in cases where someone finds themselves loyal to two sides, they always end up backdooring one side. That's what happened to Quando Rondo. You see, back in 2022, Savannah rapper Quando Rondo was ambushed and almost killed. The plan to take him out was planned with precision. Court documents show a well-coordinated plan that involved private jets, rented cars, and hired assassins. But what's even more crazy is that Quando was set up by someone with double loyalty. After King Von's death at the hands of Quando Rondo's right-hand man, Lil Team, rumors began to circulate that Dirk had placed a bounty on Rondo's head. The OTF head honcho told OTF members that he would pay a bounty to anyone who would take part in killing Quando Rondo. What's even more crazy is that Dirkio's cousin, DeAndre Wilson, alias OTF Didi, promised OTF members lucrative music deals with OTF if they participated in sliding on Quando. Street different breed. Committing murder for a music deal is beyond wild, but in August 2022, the plan to slide on Quando was set in motion while he was in Los Angeles with his cousin Lil Pab. As the story goes, Quando Rondo was lucky to escape the ordeal with his life. His cousin, on the other hand, wasn't so lucky. He was shot and killed that day. And now, years after the incident happened, we know what really went down and who was the snake in Quando's camp, who almost got the rapper killed. After the incident, everyone at the time thought that Quando Rondo had been involved in a drug deal gone bad.
We all thought that was a bad drug deal, weed deal. You know that. The world thought that shooting was a bad weed deal between some Armenians or Persians. That's what the world thought.
However, through his sources, Wack 100 revealed to the world that Brick Baby was not only cooperating with the cops to bring Lil Durk down, but also worked with Lil Durk when Quando was almost killed by OTF assassins. In a podcast with Adam 22, Wack revealed that according to his sources, Brick Baby was a federal informant.
So you think that he's a federal informant?
I think he's definitely working.
Now here's where the accusations between Wack 100 and Brick Baby get interesting. Months before Lil Durk and his fellow OTF members were arrested, Brick Baby house was raided by the feds, and he was arrested. And although Brick was bailed out by Adam 22, no charges were ever brought up against him, which, according to Wack 100, meant that Brick was cooperating.
How do you react to the narrative that Wack has been consistently putting out there, which is basically him saying that Brick Baby must be cooperating or compromised in some way because you allegedly got arrested by the feds and there's no charges? So what do you say when you see him saying that?
Well, months later, Wack 100 finally revealed why Brick had been taken by the feds from his house. According to Wack, Brick Baby had gone on a podcast and snitched on Durk and OTF.
And it wasn't until February of 2023 that Brick Baby goes on the internet with Flacco and says, out of nowhere, the world is oblivious to this. I guess they can't say OTF didn't slide for King Von anymore.
While on an episode with Poetic Flacco, Brick Baby had revealed that no one says that Von's death wasn't avenged because OTF had taken out Quando Rondo's cousin.
They say you can't say that no more.
Why? Oh yeah, because of no. Like
They
who died?
say you can't say that no more.
Oh, because of FBG Cash? Oh, who?
Nah, cause Lil Pab.
It turns out that after the podcast, the feds got a search warrant, and according to Wack 100, they had come to get Brick Baby's phone, an important detail that Brick conveniently chose to hide from everyone. Instead, he told everyone that he was slapped with a gun charge.
March, the feds get on Brick. We don't know this. We're under the presumption that it's an AK-47 case. But what really happened was they came there to get his cell phone.
What's crazy is that Brick hasn't been charged yet and doesn't have a court date for his gun charge. What are the odds that a known gang member and convicted felon would get a gun charge and no court date? And Brick might think that the world is dumb because he went on to explain that the DA dropped his case because of lack of evidence.
Why would the DA reject the charge?
It's not they rejected. They just is not enough evidence for them. They got to look at the case and say, can I beat this in trial?
I mean, this guy is clearly lying through that wide gap in his teeth, but wait till you find out why he was cooperating. After Durk's indictment became public, Wack 100 revealed that the reason the feds wanted Brick's phone was because they suspected that he was working with OTF members on the day of the shooting and providing the hitman with Quando Rondo's location.
If you go in there and look at that report, number 4 is a local guy that was dropping Quando's locations.
According to Wack, after the shooting, the feds informed Quando Rondo that he had been set up by his gang, the Rollin' 60s Crips.
What you think the police told Quando?
That the Rollin' 60s set him up?
It turns out Brick Baby and Quando Rondo were repping the same gang, and when Quando landed in Atlanta, he checked in with his gang for protection.
What was he claiming?
Rollin' 60s Crip.
Where Brick Baby from?
Rollin' 60s Crip.
Who you think he checked in with?
Rollin' 60s?
With who?
Okay, I see where you're going with this.
That's why the Savannah rapper took to social media to denounce his gang, claiming that they didn't have his back. Brick was loyal to his gang and to Lil Durk, and because of this, he ended up betraying a fellow gang member. And this bozo had the nerve to go on Vlad TV to say that if he was low on money, he would backdoor his homies.
Had I been in the streets and been low on money and somebody called me like, hey, I got 60,000 if you could tell me where bro at or 100, They might know where he at.
This is why Jay Boogie can't have dual loyalty. He will end up snaking one gang for the other and make permanent enemies on either side. But when he came home from jail, everyone automatically knew which side he had chosen because shortly after, he would be doing the usual Bloodhound stuff, snorting drugs on camera. And since he seems to be kicking in it with the Bloodhounds, the pressure to slide for his lil bro might start mounting, from fans to his fellow gang members. And we all know what happened the last time someone let the internet pressure them into sliding for their mans. Yep, Lil Durk ended up in jail for allegedly hiring hitmen to take out Rondo. When Von died, it seemed Durk didn't want to slide for his dead best friend. He even told fans to stop telling him to slide on his ops for Von. In his track, Hearing Sirens, Durk raps, "My brother shot dead to violence. I truly think the feds around us, y'all tell me, slide, then turn around, then have the nerve to clown us. You ain't worried about lawyers, you'd rather talk about Tory and Meg Thee Stallion like them blogs, not your dog. You turn to cowards." However, the slide for Von comments must have got to him. In an interview, DJ Academics asked the rapper what he thought about people telling him to slide for Von.
You get triggered by the
Beat
slide.
the shit out of this little ass, man. What
You
you
get
talking
triggered
about?
by the slide for Von comments. I don't know if people still say it. They used to say it, but you also mentioned a song. They be like, they be saying slide for Von. I think they trolling me.
Well, according to Lil Durk, there was a reason those comments had long disappeared from the internet.
For some reason, I just don't see the comments no more. For some odd reason. I don't know. Might be the water. You be seeing the comments a lot?
They kind of chilled out a little bit.
Academics was shocked as Durkio's words slowly sunk in, a rapper talking about murder so casually. Well, now that he is behind bars, there's a major fallout within his gang, OTF, allegations of snitching, murdering family baby mamas, and even more arrests looming. Well after Lil Jeff's death, the Bloodhounds have also seen a falling out, from Lil Scoom getting backdoored by a female to the gang carrying out what might be the most brutal murder in Chicago's history, the Bloodhound fallout. The Bloodhounds have been taking L's for some time now. Just 1 month after Lil Jeff was gunned down, another one of their top rappers and shooters also met his death. On June 7th, tragedy struck in the Chatham neighborhood at the intersection of 89th Place and Langley Avenue. At around 11:50 p.m., Assyrian Hogan, alias Lil Scoom, and his 16-year-old friend Lil Will got into a heated argument with another individual. Words turned into threats, and in the blink of an eye, gunfire erupted. When the smoke cleared, Scoom was down. His friend was wounded but survived. Paramedics rushed Scoom to the University of Chicago Medical Center, but the damage was done. He didn't make it. Meanwhile, police spotted a suspect fleeing the scene and a foot chase ensued. Shots were fired at officers, leading to a massive emergency response. CPD, SWAT, and multiple districts were called in, but in the chaos, the gunman managed to escape. Lil Scoom's label issued a statement saying, "It is with great sadness that we share the loss of our artist Lil Scoom." A true creative, Scoom's passion for music was evident in the near constant flow of songs and videos to his fans. His immense talent, ambitious vision, and quiet determination made him a one of one and an inspiration to so many. We will miss him dearly. Our thoughts are with his family. However, days later, the true story about Lil Scoom's death would come out, and it was one of the craziest stories of backdooring in the Chicago gang war because it was all documented and leaked on the internet. It turns out he was set up by a girl called Nene Brooks. People were even posting alleged DMs with her showing her admitting to backdooring the Bloodhound rapper. And you already know Lil Scoom's affiliates were on to her. Von of 1700 called the girl and threatened her saying, "I just called Nene," talking about, "I don't know why you calling my phone. We killing you, that's why." Word on the street is that Lil Scoom was going to get his hair braided at his girlfriend's house where the alleged backstabber was camping at. The girl who was doing Scoom's hair is called Journey, and it was at her crib. In one of the leaked DMs, one of the alleged shooters asks Nene where she's at and if Scoom is at the house. The alleged shooter also tells Nene, "Don't let nobody know you texting me." Nene not only dropped Scoom's location, she was also updating his ops on his every move. Footage leaked showing Scoom, Lil Will, Journey, and Nene walking up to the house. Nene walks slowly behind everyone and is busy on her phone with people speculating that she was busy colluding with Scoom's ops. At first, after the footage was leaked, everyone thought that it was Journey who had done her boyfriend dirty. She appeared too nervous and didn't even have the keys to her own house.
Oh. Mommy? I told you I don't have no key. I take this all the time, bro. I don't have no key. Like, is you slow?
According to Trench's News, Journey was the Black Widow. In fact, she already had a deceased boyfriend.
Lil Scoom was backdoored. It's clear as day. Everybody want to talk about this girl Nene and that Nene was on her phone and all that. That's cool now. Y'all saying that Nene, that's cool. But let's talk about Journey. Let's talk about Journey White. Let's talk about this Journey girl. This girl is a Black Widow. She already got a boyfriend that's DOA. That's DOA.
Lil Scoom's girl would later go on DJ UTV and reveal that Nene had actually backdoored her boyfriend.
How did you and Nene fall out?
So really the Scoom stuff, like, it wasn't no, like, after I found out it was really her, it really wasn't.
So you believe it really was her that backdoored him, set him up?
Yes.
With this kind of evidence, Scoom's affiliates were already tracking her with Vaughn of 1700 posting her locations and her number. They started trolling her and making obituary flyers and using her photo. All the death threats started to get serious, and now it was time to dip. Turns out her folks wanted her out of Chicago immediately. A few hours later, she was on a flight out of Chicago, which she posted saying, "Never coming back." According to Scoom's girl, while she was attending to the rapper's hair, Nene went to the bathroom and locked the door where she was supposedly still coordinating with the shooters. Time passed, and Journey was getting worried, so she texted Nena asking if she was all right. Nene replied saying that she just didn't feel like talking. The whole time she was there doing the unthinkable. And as Scoom and Lil Will were leaving the crib, the shooters were waiting for them, ready to snatch Lil Scoom's soul. And it turns out that Lil Scoom wasn't the only one who was backdoored with that level of planning, because when Julio Fulio was murked, there was a female in his camp dropping locations. While everyone in Jacksonville knows who was behind the rapper's death, Fulio's fans turned their attention to a woman they believe set up the rapper. According to some fans, she helped plan Fulio's party as well as helped set him up. Her post from that night showed that she was with the rapper. However, one post seemed a little suspicious and seemed to give away their location. So what's up? Come to Truth 18. Julio Fulio open till 6. The woman denied any involvement with the rapper's murder after she received numerous death threats from Fulio's fans. She took to her Instagram to clear her name, saying that she only posted what the rapper approved. We only shared a story post that we were approved to post by he himself for us twice share. The post of our flyer that we were tagged in a post too, that the artist himself posted. The whole night went perfect. No bad vibes, no negative energy. This was completely unexpected, being how well the night went. Please stop with the fake rumors and posts which are entirely inaccurate and false, she posted. What's crazy is that after Fulio's killers were arrested, police reports showed that the killers used a female to get one of Fulio's friends to drop his location. And in an interview after Fulio's death, Youngin Ace, Fulio's top op, revealed that he didn't trust females because they would easily get people killed in the streets.
I tell my dogs, stay away from all them. Yeah, drop your low to you don't f with. And don't think nobody shit you. I know for a fact somebody shit you.
What's crazy is that Fulio's mom, who has been working closely with cops, in her first interview, hinted at the same thing, women being used to set people up.
Thinking these girls, your friends and all that type of stuff, they try to set you up.
Females are really out here doing the most. And it won't be long before you hear yet another gang member who has been backdoored by a female. If you enjoyed this video, click on the boxes playing on your screen to watch similar content.